Hello there, it's Miss Eva here today. Let me say that again, slower. It's Miss Eva here today. I just expressed the same thing, but I expressed it one time quick and one time slow. Take a breath. How about two? I can't control my body breathing or not. I'm very lucky, like you're very lucky, to have it happen automatically. What I can control is my awareness of breathing, and I can control whether I breathe quick, well, that was quick, or slow. This is Charlie. He'd like to say hello to today. So today we're going to have a chit chat about a few things. And one of them is about how to slow down time and how to not be concerned with things working out the way we want them to, just to trust and to enjoy and to experience the process. These beautiful daffodils that I got at the farmer's market. I love the farmer's market. Look how beautiful they are. They started as seeds, and with a little bit of teamwork from the soil and water and sun, they grew up. Do you think that they were hurrying and trying to grow quick so they could become flowers? Or do you think the process just happened naturally and they bloomed when they were ready? I think they let it happen just as it was supposed to in their own time. And they are here and making my life beautiful. And I'm not worried about how long they're going to be here. They don't seem worried about how long they're going to be here. I think both of us are just enjoying being together and enjoying the time that we do have. So the reason why I'm showing you those flowers is because I want to have a chit chat about a phrase that people say called, or it goes like this: it's not the product, it's the process that matters. I've heard people say this, and I think it's an important thing to say. I have my own interpretation of that, just like you might have your own interpretation. You might not know what the word process means or product, but you can discover that. Let me give you another example. Let's say I was thinking about how to water my plants, but I wanted to create a tool to water them that would allow the water to come out gentle, in a gentle spray. So I had a need to create something, an idea that started in my brain, and then I had to go through the process, if I were the inventor of this, to create it. So I'd have to think about what materials to use to create it, and how big it would be, and all sorts of things to make it function. So this little teeny tiny spray bottle does exactly what I was just talking about. And let's give the daffodils a little spray. Whee! The spray comes out nice and gentle. How about this mermaid? Ooh, she's glistening now. How about myself? Ooh, very nice, like a nice gentle mist. So the idea was to create water coming out of something that would be gentle. And then if I were the inventor of the spray bottle, I would have to go through the process of actually figuring out how to make the container, how to make the little tube that goes down into the water and sucks it up. There might need to be a spring inside it to create tension, a little hole for the water to come out. Whee! So this is the product, but the product just didn't appear out of nowhere. It started with an idea. So the reason why I'm talking about that is because this year especially has been challenging, yet there are opportunities that I've learned about and hopefully you've learned about and gotten to practice, which has helped us grow. So one thing that I had an idea about is to create a flower, and I decided to not worry about how the flower would turn out at all or whether anyone would like it. I decided to just enjoy experimenting like a scientist or an inventor that would create a little spray bottle and use the materials I have right here without spending any money to buy new things. Just use what I have to create a flower. So I'm going to show you the materials that I use, and you can either find similar materials or use substitutes or things that could be used instead of these that would also work. What I found were coffee filters. They're made of paper. Paper absorbs water or liquid and it changes the paper. That's kind of sciencey. I also found a container. This is a to-go container that had food in it, and I scrubbed it till it was nice and shiny and sparkly clean so I could use it to put my coffee filters in. You can use a container, you can use a dish, whatever you have available. And because I like to think of art as science and art as exploring and art as a process of creating beauty or creating meaning, I also found some other tools. I found these tongs. Do you hear the sound? Don't use your tongs on your nose or you won't be able to breathe. Sorry. I have to come up from air now. Woo, that was difficult. Tongs. I have this drying rack. It's a little toaster oven metal tray. If I made something and it was hot out of the oven, I could put on this to dry. And you can see that air can flow through it. Also kind of sciencey. I also decided I wanted to use water in several ways for my science experiment to make my flower, to see the difference in how the water affected the coffee filter and the color. So I found a little spray bottle that I already showed you, and I also found this beautiful little yellow container. I happen to really love different containers, and especially when they have handles or different spouts. This one has a pretty color and a shape. I get tremendous joy from color and shape and tools that create art. Also, markers. You can use watercolor or markers or whatever you have. Part of this whole experiment for me was not knowing if it would work or not. I think that's exciting. There are some things we can control in life, but I think it's more enjoyable to not try to control things, to just explore and see what happens. So I don't know which markers really work and which don't, but I'm going to use them anyways. So let me go through those tools again. drying rack or tray, container, tongs if you'd like, or you could use your fingers, coffee filter, and what else? Am I missing anything? Oh, for the stem of the flower, I'm going to use a pipe cleaner. This bends, but I actually don't want my stem to be sparkly, which is weird because I love sparkles. I kind of want it just to be green. So I'm going to wrap this in this green fabric. And, excuse me, my flower fell. I had to pick it up. And in the end, you're going to have a flower. So it started with an idea to create a flower. And then I had to go through the process of finding the materials, just like you will. And I also had to gather my materials in one place to see how I was going to use them. And then the next part, which is the really exciting part, is diving into the unknown, into the process of creating art and stopping and slowing down time just by being present and in the moment. Life is made of moments. They stack on top of each other. Sometimes they collide with each other. When you're remembering something that happened in the past, that was a moment. If you're looking forward to something in the future, that's a moment that hasn't happened yet. However, if you learn to just slow down and enjoy being alive and enjoy the process of life, you might find the ride is a lot more fun. Just like if you're so excited to get in the car and go somewhere that you just don't even enjoy the ride, all you're worried about is getting there, then you're really not giving yourself the gift of being in the car, looking out the window, or listening to a story on headphones, or daydreaming, or all the things that you could do just by sitting in the car and enjoying the ride. So that's my chit chat about the phrase, it's not the product, it's the process. And in my next video that will be connected to this one, we're actually going to create the flower. You won't see my face talking. You will just see my hands, and I will just do the lesson, showing you the table and showing you the materials, and then you can practice it yourself. So ask permission from your mom or your dad or your grandma or your grandpa or whoever your loving caregiver is. Always tell them thank you for taking care of you, because that's very, very special. And you're very special. And your ideas are special. And you're beautiful exactly as you are. And you don't need to hurry and do anything quick in life. It's much more fun to enjoy where you are and just slow down. Even if the ride is bumpy, even if you want to get there fast, or even if you wish your flower could be more beautiful than your friend's flower that they made, don't worry about your friend's flower. Just see how your creation or your product turns out by stopping and slowing down. I think children are actually very naturally in the moment. And that's why in the classroom, when a child is concentrating on a work, I protect that space. And they advocate for themselves with other children and say, I'm doing a work right now, this is my space. We have to protect and put a little bubble around ourselves sometimes so that we can tune out all the other chitty chatties, all the other noise, all the other hurry up and get there kind of pressure, and just stop and enjoy. So I am going to get my materials in order now, and then I'm going to do the video and put the video up. And I want to thank you for being here, and thank you for listening. And let's take a breath together. I just controlled the speed I was breathing, but I can't control breathing itself. So you can't control the sun coming up or going down or getting older, or what's happening in your family or in the world even. But what you can control is how you're reacting or experiencing it. Isn't that powerful? You are powerful. I can't wait to make a flower with you. I wish I was actually physically there with you so I could see what you're creating. But I would like you to practice slowing down, being a time traveler, and not worrying about what's going to happen next. Trusting, observing, experiencing, and enjoying life. Like you're dancing through life. I might do this and there might be people around me thinking I'm really weird. But you know what? I don't really care. I'm going to do it anyways. My doggy might think I'm weird. That's okay. It's fun to dance. It's fun to move. It's fun to create. And it's fun to translate your thoughts into things, but enjoying the experience of it. So I love you. And you're beautiful. And you're sweet. And you're smart. And you're creative. And you're powerful. And I hope you make a paper flower with me. Oh, wow. I just love this gentle Mitzi spritzer. Don't you? Okay, let's say goodbye. Let's say bye to Charlie. Charlie really does want to go for a walk. Do you want to go for a walk? He does want to go for a walk. He's kind of done with being in the moment and says, let's get going soon. So maybe I'll record the next video after our walk, because he's been in the moment for a long time. And now he's ready for a little bit of product, a little bit of action. Thank you so much for being here with me. And I hope you're doing great. And I hope you can turn your ideas into things that become real for you. Thank you.